Right now this morning, classes resumed today after a Chippewa Falls school threat was deemed not credible last night. Coming up, what we know this morning. And a pet food company withdrawing some of its dog food after testing positive for salmonella. We'll have the details you need to know.
Plus the stories of the day. I don't think we can get rid of fall. I think, well, there it goes. How about this? Summer's going to stick around for a while as warmer conditions are on the way.
Streaming live now on News8000.com. You're watching WKBT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now, this morning.
Good morning. Thanks for joining us for News 8 Now this morning. I'm Alexandra Carter.
And I'm Art Jarrett.
It is Thursday, September 26th. Warmer. What do you mean warmer? It's been warm, hasn't it?
Getting
even warmer?
It was a bit mild, and now it's going to be warm. Temperatures won't be up into the 80s today. In some locations, I'll see those low 80s, and we'll get into some upper 70s as well for some folks, especially up to the north. Hey, look at this. Yeah, we've got the fall-like colors kind of taking a break. Out of the way you go. Patchy fog this morning to dense fog, and we have warmer temperatures that are going to last all the way into Monday. So that means, good news, we're going to lose some of that cloud cover we were expecting going into the weekend. So the weekend should be sunnier. In fact, we'll have the higher clouds coming in. Look at that warm air coming in and that ridge of high pressure all the way up in Canada between Winnipeg and Quebec and Toronto. And then we're going to see a hurricane coming out of the Gulf. That's the day later on with more humidity working its way into the south and eventually trying to get closer to the Midwest. But it's going to fall short, so we won't see the clouds. We won't see a lot of the rainfall as well. So when we get into current visibility, you're looking at patchy to dense fog out there. Some locations, Sparta, dense fog there. So that means Eau Claire is back into it. And of course, all the way into La Crosse, you're picking up some fog and low cloud activity. We'll also see down to the south, we have some patchy to dense fog. It will get out of your way once you get into the 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock hour, slowly diminishing. And of course, the sunshine will appear for everybody. Current temperatures right now, upper 40s to the low 50s currently, in the upper 50s in some cases by Viroqua. Temperature change is about 1 to about 6 degrees warmer than we were 24 hours ago. I'll have more coming up for you in just a bit, Alexandra.
All right, Art, great weather for Oktoberfest. Thank you. Turning now to some news new this morning. Classes at Chippewa Falls Middle School continue today with increased police presence after a potential threat was deemed not credible. The school district says it learned of that threat yesterday through a Speak Up, Speak Out tip. After an investigation by both the school district and police, the threat was determined to be a false alarm. The district encouraging students, parents, and staff to remain vigilant and remember, report any suspicious activity immediately. Breaking overnight, New York City's Mayor Eric Adams indicted on federal charges. Prosecutors are expected to release more details on the case today. This indictment comes after a year-long investigation into Adams and his inner circle. The probe reportedly focused on allegations of illegal foreign donations to his 2021 campaign, particularly involving Turkey. Adams, a former New York City police officer, has previously denied any wrongdoing.
These charges will be entirely false, based on lies. But I have been facing these lies for months since I began to speak out for all of you and their investigation started. Yet the city has continued to improve.
Even before the indictment, a number of Democrats called on Adams to resign. That includes U.S. Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. New York's governor has the power to remove him from office, but so far she has not given any indication that she would. Happening now, Florida residents are preparing for Hurricane Helene's arrival later today. More than 40 million Americans in the southeast are under hurricane and tropical storm warnings. In Tampa and Tallahassee, businesses are boarding up and sandbagging against potential flooding. Tampa International Airport canceling dozens of flights as a precaution. And President Biden and Governor Ron DeSantis have both signed emergency declarations to mobilize resources. To the campaign trail now, we are 40 days out from Election Day, and the economy continues to take center stage with Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump presenting opposing plans for the nation's wallet. CBS's Jared Hill has the latest.
Vice President Kamala Harris with a focus on a critical issue this election.
The cost of living in America is still just too high.
Speaking to the Pittsburgh Economic Club, Harris highlighted an increasingly detailed economic proposal held up by 3 key pillars: lowering costs for American families, investing in innovations and entrepreneurs, and ensuring America leads in future industries like artificial intelligence.
The next generation of breakthroughs, from advanced batteries to geothermal to advanced nuclear, are not just invented, but built here in America by American workers.
Funded, she says, by higher taxes on corporations and the wealthy.
So if she has a plan, she should stop grandstanding and do it.
Debating from a distance, former President Donald Trump in North Carolina dismissed Harris's economic proposals and railed against Iran after Trump's campaign said he was briefed by the Office of the Director of National Intelligence regarding real and specific threats from Iran to assassinate him in an effort to destabilize and sow chaos in the United States.
If I were the president, I would inform the threatening country, in this case Iran, that if you do anything to harm this person, we are going to blow your largest cities and the country itself to smithereens.
Secretary of State Antony Blinken said the U.S. is tracking an ongoing threat by Iran against multiple U.S. officials.
Today, there is a chance that both candidates might meet with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky just a day after he addressed the United Nations General Assembly in New York. And back at home, Wafer Food Pantry asking for the public's help identifying the person who vandalized their storefront sometime overnight Monday. They say the culprit broke this large window. You can see the damage here. They say they have filed a police report, but they are willing to settle things if the perpetrator comes forward and pays for the repairs themselves. In the meantime, the pantry having to repair the window with money that should be spent helping those in need.
Broken windows cost money to repair. And when we spend money on things like repairing a window that was broken because of vandalism, that is money that comes directly out of what we would normally use to serve the people who need food.
If you have any information on the incident, contact the La Crosse Police. You see that number there on your screen. Looks like the lights will stay on in Washington, D.C. after all, at least for now, after a Congress voted for a new short-term spending bill. The new continuing resolution includes $231 million in additional funding for the Secret Service. It excludes the SAVE Act, the controversial measure focused on stopping non-citizens from voting, which is already illegal. The new budget will temporarily fund the government until December 20th.
While continuing resolutions are never ideal, none of us like them, it's not a way to run a railroad, it allows Congress to continue serving the American people through the election.
President Biden applauded Congress for, quote, avoiding a costly government shutdown. A new program is helping those who recently moved to the La Crosse area make connections. La Crosse Links is a 5-session program that helps participants learn more about what Greater La Crosse has to offer.
It can take some time to learn the ropes when you relocate to a new area.
After moving here and my partner growing up here, I very much was like, La Crosse has so much to offer.
And with an area filled with historic businesses, a thriving art scene, and numerous outdoor activities, it can be hard to find your place. That's why Ammon created La Crosse Links.
It allows folks to get to know their different options of getting involved in the community, meeting other new folks to the area. We prioritize participants that are new to the area in the last 5 years.
The program hosts 5 3-hour sessions over the course of 5 weeks. Each night is at a different venue, featuring a different local caterer, and every session focuses on a different theme.
So really trying to give them a large collective amount of information so they can take it and run with it and find different ways to get involved.
Ammon's program partners with La Crosse's Chamber of Commerce. Chamber leaders say La Crosse Links will be an economic development tool for the region.
We want individuals to stay in this town. We want them to shop at our businesses. We want them to be involved in our community, enhancing our nonprofits and just getting involved.
And the program couldn't come at a better time. Franklin says numerous workforce studies have shown in the next decade there will be a worker shortage in the area.
So it's so important for our regional employers to maintain their workforce, to keep those employees here, to keep developing them at their workplace, just to help them stay. We know that that really helps the business's bottom line.
And while there will be economic advantages to the program, the heart of La Crosse Links is creating a sense of belonging.
We just want people to feel welcome in this community and feel connected.
Reporting in La Crosse, Allison Fergit, News 8 Now, This Morning.
The upcoming fall session is full, but they are taking registrations for the spring and fall of next year. Another perk of the program is it's free. We've got more information on our website. Time now is 6:10. Still ahead on your morning news. Online holiday shopping spending is expected to break records. Contract talks set to resume between Boeing and the union. And there's a recall on pet food over salmonella concerns.
Would you meet up for a dinner with 5 complete strangers? I'm Michael George with the New Businesses helping people make new friends.
For now, we're sending you to break with something to put the good in your morning. Astronomers have some knowledge that might change everything you think you know about black holes. Check out this black hole 7.5 billion light years from the Earth. Those flares you see are massive 23 million light year long jets of material shooting from both sides of it. Black holes have a reputation for being the garbage disposals of the universe, sucking up everything that comes near them. But a fraction of that material is actually ejected before an object falls in. That phenomenon isn't new to scientists. What surprised them is just how massive these jets can get. And as you start to wake up this morning, leaving you with a wake-up call with the city that developed the first Barbie doll, Los Angeles, California. All right, I'm not too surprised about that one. Stay with us. Your morning consumer news is coming up.
This Thursday, one day only, earn a 20-cent Hy-Vee fuel saver for every $30. That's a 20-cent fuel saver for every $30 you spend in-store and online. Thursday only, and only at Hy-Vee.
It can be back-breaking work all day, every day, pretty much on your feet. So it burns me up when Eric Hovde says people in Wisconsin don't work hard. The guy is a multi-millionaire California banker. He has absolutely no idea what we're going through. He's living the high life out there in a big fancy house. He even brags about being in the 1%. Listen, don't come here and tell us we're not working hard when we are just getting by. Eric Hovde doesn't respect us at all. The guy's a straight-up jerk. DSTC is responsible for the content of this ad.
Hi, I'm Danielle, General Manager here at the Board Store. In 1989, when I first saw my dad on the TV talking about high quality and low prices, I wasn't quite sure how I felt. But now, 35 years later, with this exceptional showroom, high quality products, knowledgeable staff, and the best installation crews in the area, I couldn't be more proud. And we look forward to continuing to serve all your home improvement needs for many more years to come. Come see us at the Board Store.
We all know costs are too high, but while corporations are gouging families, Trump is focused on giving them tax cuts. But Kamala Harris is focused on you.
Building up the middle class will be a defining goal of my presidency.
She'll make groceries more affordable by cracking down on price gouging. And she'll cut housing costs by taking on corporate speculators. Middle-class families build America. We need a leader who has their back.
I'm Kamala Harris, and I approve this message.
Hi, I'm Elmer Carl.
And I'm Mike Carl. Here we grow again.
At Carl's, when we grow, you save.
With our new location now open in Marshall, Minnesota, our buying power continues to save you money.
Save up to 40% on appliances.
We have exclusive in-store specials. You get free installation on select dishwashers and Serta mattresses. TVs and grills are also on sale. Stop into our new store here in Marshall or any Carl's store and save big.
Carl's, your servicing dealer since 1956.
I'm Tammy Baldwin, and I approve this message.
Fentanyl is killing over 1,000 people a year in Wisconsin. New reporting shows that Eric Hovde is doing business with a bank accused of links to the Mexican drug cartel. Banco Azteca loaded up $26 million in cash and flew it to Eric Hovde's bank in California. Other U.S. banks have cut ties with this Mexican bank, but Eric Hovde took their money. That's 26 million more reasons you can't trust Eric Hovde.
I'm Tammy Baldwin. I approve this message.
We found out our baby had severe fetal abnormalities and that my life was at risk. But Wisconsin Republicans' extreme abortion ban forced us to leave the state to get the care that I needed. It was a nightmare. Eric Hovde pushed to end Roe v. Wade. And in the Senate, Hovde would give Mitch McConnell the majority to ban abortion nationwide. No exceptions for rape, incest, or the health of women like me. What is wrong with these guys?
This Thursday, one day only, earn a 20-cent Hy-Vee fuel saver for every $30. That's a 20-cent fuel saver for every $30 you spend in-store and online. Thursday only, and only at Hy-Vee.
All right, well, happy Thursday. We're looking at fog and returning to the forecast area. You're going to see that in just a second. For your AM commute, you may want to start a little bit early. And we also have mild to warm temperatures hanging into our area. We're going to get a little bit warm today. So it'll be warm or mild for some locations that are still in the upper 70s, but we're going to get warm for the rest of the week for everybody else. In fact, take a look. You can see some of that fog kind of sneaking into the area here slowly but surely as the sky is opening up with some light. We'll also see the fog and low cloud activity. Patchy fog up to the north. You got patchy to dense fog here as we get into Sparta, working its way into the river valleys as well as into Eau Claire, taking us to at least mostly cloudy due to fog, low cloud activity, I want to tell you. All the way down to Boscobel as well. And we're seeing Vogue Field holding on to some patchy fog. Black River Falls, as per usual, you're in the fog as well. How about this, though? Off to school, kids will get right back into at least some mostly sunny skies to at least mostly cloudy skies just with the fog. Then we'll lose it, get to the sunshine for you with temperatures around 80 for Eau Claire. La Crosse doing the same, similar conditions. We'll see the overcast conditions for the clouds, and then that gets out of the way. 52 degrees to start your morning, and then 81 degrees for the afternoon with a whole lot of sunshine leading right into your forecast. Hey, Eau Claire, you've got the sunshine eventually coming back as well once we get past sunrise, and then continuing on into the late morning hours, the end of the noon hour. You're looking at 74 degrees for noon, and we'll continue to warm up as we go right into the afternoon. La Crosse will do the same with temperatures from 79 degrees in Ladysmith to La Crosse at 81 degrees. Prairie du Chien about 79 degrees and 82 over in Boscobel. How about this, though? The Torchlight Parade. Yeah, from the sunshine, well, to more stargazing opportunity with temperatures from 78 getting all the way up to 67 and then cooling gradually, and stargazing opportunity is going to be really nice. Get out and enjoy it if you can. Back to you.
In your consumer news this morning, the start of the holiday shopping season is more than a month away, and online spending is expected to break records. According to a new report from Adobe Analytics, shoppers are projected to spend $241 billion online this year. That is up 8% from last year. More than half of online sales will be on electronics, apparel, furniture, and home goods. Sales analysts also project total retail sales, both in person and online, will grow about 3% during the last 3 months of the year. Can't believe we're already there. Contract talks are set to resume between Boeing and striking union machinists tomorrow. More than 30,000 workers walked off the job at the company's plants in Washington State and Oregon about 2 weeks ago now. This week, Boeing raised its pay increase offer from 25% to 30% over 4 years, plus bonuses. The union so far refusing to put the new offer to a vote, saying not enough members support it. Answer's pet food company is voluntarily withdrawing some of its beef and chicken dog food. Take a look at your screen here. It comes after samples reportedly tested positive for salmonella and listeria bacteria. The products in question are detailed and straight beef formulas and straight chicken formula. The company says the dog food is being withdrawn out of an abundance of caution. No illnesses have been reported. Experts say Americans are experiencing a loneliness epidemic, with many people saying it's harder than ever to make friends. Now, the tech world is stepping in to make some introductions. Michael George shows us how companies are getting into the friend business.
On a Wednesday night in New York, this group of complete strangers is meeting for the first time. They connected on an app called Time Left. It's not a dating app, it's more of a friendship app. The algorithm matches people based on their interests and other factors and arranges a group dinner. 32-year-old Naveen Gowda says he's here because making new friends isn't always easy.
Even in a city like New York, when there are so many people, it's just harder to meet people intentionally.
75-year-old Ruth Antridge says she's met people through the app that she now calls friends.
It's just so easy to arrange it. You just book a table and suddenly you're with people who are interested and interesting.
A poll by the American Psychiatric Association found 30% of Americans experience loneliness at least once a week. Dating app Bumble offers a Just Friends service called Bumble BFF, and other services help you meet strangers for dinner while traveling. Time Left says they're tackling big city loneliness.
We plan everything for you. You just show up. Everyone wants to meet people. Everyone's kind of a bit lonely too.
Gowda says talking to strangers is intimidating at first.
I would rather do it with a group of 5 people than walk into a room with hundreds of people that I don't know.
It's a way to socialize in an intimate way. So you're not just meeting a crowd of people, you're meeting individuals who you can have conversations with over dinner.
A chance to spend time with someone new who could become a friend.
A Time Left membership is $26 a month. They currently organize meetups in 200 cities worldwide. That's it for your morning consumer news. Time now is 6:20. Let's check in with Art for a look at our forecast. Good morning, Art.
Oh, well, good morning to you, Alexandra. As we go into, I need some coffee right now to get me fired up right now. Hey, take a look at what I've got going on for you here. We're going to see the satellite jet stream, and this is what's happening for us right now. We've got an area of low pressure that is over us and continues to drop even more so down to the south. And of course, we still have that cooler air that I told you about that's trying to get down into our area, but locally, here's the deal. We've got some humidity slowly but surely trying to work up the coastline on the eastern seaboard, and eventually we'll see this hurricane make its move today, trying to make landfall as a Category 1 hurricane, Category 2 landfall as a Category 3 major hurricane. Winds up to about 100, you can see it right there, about 115 miles per hour crossing over, and then continuing on, we'll see at least about, say, up to 20 inches of storm surge kind of moving in, or feet of storm surge kind of moving in, and the rainfall itself will be up to at least 18 inches for some of the isolated areas, but some of the low-lying areas, of course, right by landfall, will get up to at least, say, 12 inches of rain. So not a whole lot of rainfall with this, but you're going to see it track over Atlanta, or roll over Atlanta, I should say, and kind of make it stop right by Chattanooga, Tennessee, and then kind of curl its way back, heading towards Mississippi and, of course, Memphis, Tennessee as well. So please be careful about that for folks that are here. But I want to show you this because we're not getting a whole lot of clouds listed out of this, but we're going to get some down to the south, as you can see, just south of Richland. That being said, warmer air will ensue for our forecast today, and that'll keep going all the way into Monday. So we've got the jockeying high pressure working its way back, pushing that heat up toward us, and of course nudging this area of low pressure away, and that's keeping it down to the south with this huge trough. It's keeping most of that hurricane southward and not as close as it was a few days ago, which brought us some moisture and cloud cover into mostly cloudy skies for the weekend. So that's what's happening for us. So look, endless summer. It ain't going away anytime soon. Expect 80s and some upper 70s in there until Monday. Then once we get into it today, this is what I've got going on for you. At 6 o'clock a.m., we've got some clearing skies, slowly but surely getting out of all that fog and low cloud activity that's in our way. By the noon hour, sunshine is back, widespread low to middle 70s. Then we'll pick up temperatures a bit, getting up to those low 80s. As you can see, by the 3 o'clock hour, La Crosse should get up to 81. We should see maybe about 80 degrees or so once you get into Eau Claire. And then we continue on for the Torchlight. It's looking pretty nice for everybody as we finish out at 11 o'clock. Temperatures still upper 50s to at least some low 60s. That being said, highs for the day, you're looking at 79 to 81 degrees across the board. And of course, all that sunshine will continue back into tomorrow. Do the same thing again. Maybe bump up to another degree or two for our local temperatures. And then we've got this for you. Warm, warm, warm all the way into the weekend. Temperatures in the low 80s. Monday and Tuesday, as we roll right back into it, you're looking at, again, temperatures slowly but surely dipping down with upper 60s. Then the 70s come back, and we're back into the cool local conditions. Back to you.
All right, Art, thank you. Still ahead, the CDC director leading by example, getting her flu shot. But a new survey shows many Americans aren't concerned about fall viruses. We'll look at why health officials are urging everyone to get vaccinated and how pharmacists are preparing to help.
Coming up in the Blitz, two MVC foes looking for a late winner in conference action yesterday, plus the newest batch of the nominees for the News 8 Play of the Week. Coming your way in just a bit.
As the mom of a daughter, I'm livid that boys are now being allowed to compete in girls' sports. It's just wrong, and I blame Tammy Baldwin. She voted to let biological men into women's sports. Worse, Baldwin co-sponsored legislation to force girls to share locker rooms with biological men. Tammy Baldwin is failing to keep our families safe. Tammy Baldwin's extreme values are wrong for Wisconsin. Fix Washington PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Kamala supports taxpayer-funded sex changes for prisoners.
Surgery.
For prisoners.
For prisoners. Every transgender inmate in the prison system would have access.
It's hard to believe, but it's true. Even the liberal media was shocked Kamala supports taxpayer-funded sex changes for prisoners and illegal aliens.
Every transgender inmate would have access.
Kamala's for they, them. President Trump is for you.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
While families struggle to pay bills, Harris and the Democrats are wasting our tax dollars on their extreme liberal agenda, giving government checks to illegal immigrants, funding a Madison clinic where minors get transgender therapy without parents' consent, pushing high schools to allow boys to compete in girls' sports. Senator Baldwin fights for this madness. Tammy Baldwin, Radical, extreme, and wrong.
I'm Eric Hovde, and I approve this message.
It seems like everyone in Washington is either too far left or too far right. I'm Rebecca Cook, and like most folks in Wisconsin, I'm somewhere in the middle. I'll stand up to Democrats to fight for a secure border and stop wasteful spending. I'll stand up to extremists like Derek Van Orden, who wants to ban all abortions with no exceptions. Like you, I'm fed up and ready for change. I approve this message because it's time that we sent one of us to Congress.
This election is about two very different visions for our nation. One focused on the future, and the other focused on the past. When the middle class is strong, America is strong. Lowering the cost of living will be a defining goal of my presidency. I'll lower the cost of insulin and prescription drugs for everyone, and I will work to pass the first ever federal ban on price gouging on food. More than 100 million Americans will get a tax cut. We will end America's housing shortage by building 3 million new homes and rentals that are affordable for the middle class. Together, we will build an economy where everyone can compete and have a real chance to succeed. Now is the time to chart a new way forward.
I'm Kamala Harris, and I approve this message.
Welcome to the Blitz. Yesterday on Alaska and West Salem took to the pitch to finish a game that was rained out on Tuesday of last week. A little bit better conditions, I would say. Both squads looking to move up in the MVC standings. Early on in this one, Jaden Hansen of West Salem has a go, but it's saved by Elijah Fernandez, and we stay tied at 0. And it's the Hilltoppers on the attack. Connor Zwicky lets one rip, but it's knocked away and gathered by Jackson Quackenbush. Panthers looking to get some offense going on the corner kick, but this one popped up a couple times and falls into the hands of Fernandez. Still no score, and both defenses held strong, keeping a clean sheet as this one ends in a scoreless tie. Now let's dive into the newest edition of the Play of the Week nominees. It will be hard to follow up last week's bicycle kick winner, but we will give it a shot. First up, a first place finish, and one of many on the year for junior Karma Hasselberger of Toma. She shoots an 84 to win the MVC Girls Golf Championship on Monday in Viroqua, one of her 5 wins at conference meets during the season. Next up, Winona's Adriana Brennangen was a force to be reckoned with on Saturday. Her side won 5-0 against Lake City. She put home 4 of them. She is 5th in Minnesota in goals on the season with 22. Staying in Winona for number 3, the Warriors facing Wayne State also last Saturday. And check out the catch from Caden Holcomb. Bobbles hit, regains control, and stays on his feet, coasting into the end zone for 6. The Winona State comeback would fall short, but nifty play right there from the WSU wideout. On to number 4, lots of plays to choose from for Central last Friday against Baraboo. But this one is just a dude making a play for his team. Christian Rude, his 2nd time being nominated already, but just too good of a run right there to leave out that one in the blowout win for the Riverhawks. And lastly, more from last Friday night, it's Jacob Thornton connecting with Aquinas' Logan Becker across the middle, just plucking it out of the air. And that right there, folks, was the winning play to keep the Blue Gold's unbeaten season alive. A great play right there from Logan. So there are your 5 to choose from. Voting is underway, and it closes at 5 p.m. on Friday. And to cast that vote, head to the sports page on news8000.com. Another play of the week, click on your favorite. If you have a play you'd like to send in, feel free to shoot me an email at jlenzendorf@wkbt.com. More great choices to choose from. Get those votes in and share those links. I'll do it for the Blitz. We'll see you tonight.
Hi, I'm Elmer Carl.
And I'm Mike Carl. Here we grow again.
At Carl's, when we grow, you save.
With our new location now open in Marshall, Minnesota, our buying power continues to save you money.
Save up to 40% on appliances.
We have exclusive in-store specials. You get free installation on select dishwashers and Serta mattresses. TVs and grills are also on sale. Stop into our new store here in Marshall or any Carl's store and save big.
Carl's, your servicing dealer since 1956.
Small businesses are the backbone of our community. These places employ us, sponsor the Little League team, and feed and clothe us. That's why I'm proud of the work I've done to support our business community. I know that the side of the aisle you're on matters less than being on the side of our main streets. No party has a monopoly on good ideas. I'm Steve Doyle, and I'm working for our businesses, working for our communities, and I'm working for you.
The liberal elite in Washington are running one of their own here in Wisconsin. A political insider who worked to elect liberals in California even supported a dark money group focused on defunding the police. Her name, Rebecca Cook, political operative bankrolled by the liberal elite. They handpicked her to help win back the House, trusted to elect liberal heroes like Mandela Barnes. They trust her because Rebecca Cook is one of them.
I'm Derek Van Orden, and I approve this message.
Over the last few years, we've redefined what working remotely means, and so is the Ford F-150. Bring your desk wherever you go with a flat interior work surface. Drop down the tailgate to get it all done, and plug in what you need outside the cab with available Pro Power on board. How's that for upping your productivity? Tough this smart can only be called F-150.
Get 2.9% financing for 66 months, plus up to $9,900 in total savings on a new Ford F-150 XLT. Only at your local Northland Ford dealers.
Tammy Baldwin on transparency.
I don't think there should be two sets of rules, one for the wealthy and one for the rest of us.
12 years later, Baldwin pushed for conflict of interest regulations, but exempted herself. And Baldwin won't disclose any shared assets she has with her partner, despite the potential for conflict of interest. Tell Tammy Baldwin, we deserve the truth. Wisconsin Principals is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Cooley Carpet has always been more than just carpet, and now the name will reflect that. Cooley Floors and Design. Along with the brand new name, there's a fresh new look to the showroom. Don't worry, Cooley Floors and Design still has the same great team at the same convenient location. Ready to elevate your space? The design consultants will take the time to discuss your dreams, needs, and your budget. Cooley Floors and Design will accompany you through every step, from expert advice to professional installation. Visit Cooley Floors and Design on Mormon Cooley Road for a fresh new look.
You're watching News 8 Now. Expect more.
Welcome back. In your morning medical news, 988 suicide and crisis hotline callers will soon get more localized help. Callers will be routed to centers based on their location, not phone area code. Verizon and T-Mobile started geo-routing last week. The FCC may soon require all wireless carriers to use geo-routing for those calls. Officials say the technology pinpoints caller location while maintaining privacy. A new study suggests LGBTQ adults may face a higher risk of poor brain health. Researchers examined data from over 393,000 adults. They found LGBTQ individuals were 15% more likely to develop negative brain health outcomes like dementia and stroke. Experts say it's not caused by being LGBTQ itself, but likely stems from factors like discrimination and chronic stress. A new survey shows Americans' concerns about respiratory diseases like flu and COVID have dropped to new lows. Now, health officials are urging everybody to get vaccinated to protect themselves and their families. Natalie Brand reports.
She's amazing. CDC Director Dr. Mandy Cohen is rolling up her sleeve to get the flu shot, setting an example for everyone to get vaccinated this fall.
I wouldn't recommend something for the American people that I wouldn't recommend for my own family.
But a new survey from the National Foundation for Infectious Diseases shows fewer than 1 in 5 U.S. adults are concerned about flu, COVID-19, RSV, or pneumococcal disease.
We have the power to shape how this season is going to go, because if last season is any prediction of this season, that means 800,000 hospitalizations of flu, COVID, and RSV. We know that these vaccines can cut the risk of hospitalization in half.
The survey also finds many do not plan to get vaccinated, citing concerns about side effects and distrust of vaccines. New CDC data finds just 45% of adults got the flu vaccine last year and 23% got a COVID-19 shot. Health officials say we need to do better.
Even though these may not prevent disease, better to have a sniffle than to be in the intensive care units.
Bridget Groves of the American Pharmacists Association is doing her part as pharmacists nationwide get ready to administer them.
If someone's hesitating, what would you tell them?
We hear a lot of misinformation and a lot of distrust and have concerns. The number one thing I would say if you're concerned or you have hesitancy is ask your questions. We know that the vaccines are safe. We know that they're effective.
Health officials say there should be ample supply of the vaccines this year and predict they should be a good match to fight the strains expected to circulate.
Health officials expect this flu season to be similar to last, which was moderately severe, with an estimated 41 million illnesses, 490,000 hospitalizations, and 25,000 flu-related deaths. Viterbo University is helping students put their best foot forward with a new campus resource. Threads to Thrive offers free professional clothing to students for interviews, presentations, and career events. The clothing closet is open to all students who can select one complete outfit per visit.
Really important to have all the resources available that students need to succeed, whether that's resume building, whether that's getting connected to that next interview or job, or a resource as simple as just what you're going to wear, because sometimes it really comes down to confidence and empowering students.
Threads to Thrive is open Wednesdays, or students are welcome to schedule an appointment if you'd like. If you want to donate, Threads to Thrive is asking for gently used professional clothing. You can drop that off in the Dahl School of Business office in the center, the Brophy Center on campus. And La Crosse's Oktoberfest has its new royal couple. Mike and Bethany Bacalar stepped into the spotlight as this year's Fest Master and Frau at last night's ball. The Bacalars own La Crosse's Bacalar Sausage Company and have 3 kids. They actively participate in local organizations like La Crosse Mardi Gras and the Boy Scouts. Mike says he's excited about the community spirit.
Sharing the experience of Oktoberfest with the people of La Crosse. You know, to me, Oktoberfest has always been about bringing people together, literally generations, friends, families, and even communities. So to be a part of that, and that's what I'm looking forward to the most.
The Festmaster heads the Oktoberfest royal family and is chosen annually by the Board of Trustees. And Oktoberfest lighting up the night sky tonight with the Torchlight Parade. That parade will step off at 7 p.m. at Gillette and Rose Streets on the north side. Expect dazzling floats, marching bands, and specialty units transforming the neighborhood into a spectacle of light and sound. And look out for some familiar faces too. Members of our News 8 team will march along. Give us a wave if you spot us. And if you are planning to raise a stein with our new Festmaster and Frau, or you're going to the Torchlight Parade tonight, leave the driving to someone else. Free shuttle services will run through Saturday night, with 4 routes operating hourly to and from the grounds. The city also encourages use of rideshare services. For late night revelers, the La Crosse MTU Safe Ride bus will be available all weekend too. Full details on those routes can be found on our website. A Holman artist is adding another accolade to his resume. Robert Liam's love of design and the outdoors won him first place in this year's Wisconsin Wild Turkey, Pheasant, and Waterfowl Stamp Design Contest. Liam has been creating art his entire life, and for 10 years he's competed in this contest. Now he is a 2-time first place winner for stamp design. He says his love for art, the outdoors, and the support of his wife are what contribute to his success.
She was one of my best critics, and she always encouraged me to keep trying and keep trying, and that's been.
Liam recently entered another stamp design contest. He submitted a painting to Wisconsin Trout Unlimited. He's won that one 3 times and is hoping to win it again. Good luck to him. Time now is 6:39. Here is News 8 meteorologist Art Jarrett to tell us what to expect on our morning commute.
Man, that guy Robert has some skills with the pen there. In fact, getting into it right now, there's your fog low cloud activity. We told you we're going to see some dense fog, and there it is right now for you, kind of settling in across La Crosse. And in fact, as I mentioned, all eyes on La Crosse once we lose this fog for today. That being said, let's take a gander at how this all plays out. We're going to be seeing low cloud activity coming all the way down from Eau Claire and eventually kind of working its way down out. We'll get out of this fog low cloud activity and we'll hold on to some dense fog, finishing out by about the 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock hour. Kids going to school to the 7 o'clock, you're looking at 50 degrees, and we'll lose the cloud cover before you get into the sunshine today. As I mentioned before, whole lot of sunshine for everybody heading on over to La Crosse. 52 degrees. You start off with the fog as you just saw, and then you get into the sunshine, 81 degrees, and that will continue to 3 o'clock. In fact, you'll see for the afternoon or the morning into the afternoon, you're looking at 50s, then the 70s. A big jump in temperature, right? Almost 20 degrees jump in temperature. We'll do the same for La Crosse from 56 to 74 degrees as well. There's a whole lot of sunshine out there and light winds as well. Temperatures 79 or so, 76 in some cases, all the way to about 81 degrees to 82 degrees once you get down to Boswell. They're a little bit warmer. Then setting up for the torch light, if you're going to find your spot, and then you're going to settle in about the 5 o'clock hour, you're looking at least 78 degrees, possibly about 74 degrees by the time you get to the 6 o'clock hour, 71 for 7 o'clock, and then by 9 o'clock, it's 66 degrees for stargazing opportunity. Outstanding. Then you want to take a look at Oktoberfest going into the weekend. You're looking pretty nice as well. 82 degrees, 83, 81, and a whole lot of sunshine out there. You have a great time. I'll have more about this coming up for you in a bit. But coming up in our Buzz Report, authorities say that they've arrested several people who've posed online as Brad Pitt. More on the extensive money scam and what Brad Pitt's publicist has to say about the crimes when we return. Stay with us.
It can be backbreaking work all day, every day, pretty much on your feet. So it burns me up when Eric Hovde says people in Wisconsin don't work hard. The guy is a multi-millionaire California banker. He has absolutely no idea what we're going through. He's living the high life out there in a big fancy house. He even brags about being in the 1%. Listen, don't come here and tell us we're not working hard when we are just getting by. Eric Hovde doesn't respect us at all. The guy's a straight-up jerk. ESCC is responsible for the content of this ad.
I have had the privilege of working with an exceptional team to install over 12,000 home improvements for local homeowners in the last 35 years. Now it's time for me to spend a little more time with my bride of over 50 years. Fortunately, I found an experienced remodeling contractor and corporate project manager to lead the board store into the future.
And with an outstanding team by my side, I am proud to lead this amazing company my dad has built. And we look forward to continuing to serve you with the great value that is the Board Store trademark.
Small businesses are the backbone of our community. These places employ us, sponsor the Little League team, and feed and clothe us. That's why I'm proud of the work I've done to support our business community. I know that the side of the aisle you're on matters less than being on the side of our main streets. No party has a monopoly on good ideas. I'm Steve Doyle, and I'm working for our businesses, working for our communities, and I'm working for you.
Over the last few years, we've redefined what working remotely means, and so is the Ford F-150. Bring your desk wherever you go with a flat interior work surface. Drop down the tailgate to get it all done, and plug in what you need outside the cab with available Pro Power on board. How's that for upping your productivity? Tough this smart can only be called F-150.
Get 2.9% financing for 66 months, plus up to $9,900 in total savings on a new Ford F-150 XLT. Only at your local Northland Ford dealers.
A suspected Venezuelan gang member who was arrested for domestic battery.
Violently attacked a woman physically and sexually.
The border crisis is real here in Wisconsin.
Criminal gangs harming our community.
We're stretched thin. Open borders and weak politicians are crushing us.
Rebecca Cook is one of them. She doesn't back law enforcement. She'll never secure the border. She doesn't even want to.
That's why we stand with Derek Van Orton. He has our back.
And I've got yours. I'm Derek Van Orton, and I approve this message.
If you want selection, then that's what we've got at King Furniture. More recliners. King Furniture has more Lazy Boy recliners than anywhere else in the Coulee region. Fabric, leather, even lift chairs. Try them all. Sit on this, sit on that. There's plenty here to choose from because it's all about choices, you know. And as always, free delivery. Just try that anywhere else.
King Furniture.
Nice people, nice furniture.
All right, look at that fog out there. Ooh, that's a lot of fog. In fact, that continues on. It's pulling back a little bit, but you can still see how that is patchy to dense fog, especially with folks going to college here. All the way up to university, they're going to be seeing walking across the street there. You may not be able to see them earlier than they are right in front of you, so please take it slow today and look out in front of you at what's going on. We have calm winds right now, not much in the way of cloud cover up above the cloud deck right now, or the fog deck, I should say. That being said, we take a gander here. What what goes down? Well, what goes down must come up, and because of that, we're going to be seeing this continue to push all of that that moisture down there. There's that area of low pressure I told you about, but yeah, if something's going down, then something's got to come back up, and there it is. Helene making a move today as a Category 1 hurricane, and eventually quickly as a Category 2 hurricane, and then getting out of that, becoming a major hurricane and making landfall as we get in about the 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock hour for this afternoon. Now, that being said, whole lot of rainfall, whole lot of storm surge working up from Tampa up along the coastal there, on the west coast there, and then back up into areas by the Panhandle, and of course the main portion of that. You're going to see more power outages in the central portion here of most of the peninsula. So that's going to be a lot of power outages carrying over to strong storms going into Atlanta, as well as back over to portions of Tennessee. Now, that being said, the big arc comes back again, dropping down closer back to Tennessee, heading towards portions of western portions of Memphis, and then eventually kind of petering out. But we'll get some clouds out of that, maybe down to the south, as you can see down by Richland possibly, and then maybe a wee bit more. All right, that being said, we're going to get into warm conditions today. We have that continuing on. That's going to last all the way to Monday. That being said, you're going to see how wet the eastern seaboard is going to be because of all of that rainfall coming in, the humidity. Some of that will capture us a little bit maybe, but not as much as we anticipated just a couple of days ago. That being said, for you, we'll go right into your forecast here, getting a view of what's happening. As we go through the 6 o'clock hour, we've got some clouds. As I told you, the cloud deck above is just crystal clear, and we're holding on right now, getting into some 50s and some 60s. 70s by the noon hour will ensue. Then eventually we'll get into some 70s and 80s to finish out your day, holding on to the evening to be just as comfortable. More 70s widespread still, and then getting into at least 11 o'clock tonight when all that festive activity is done for Torchlight. You're looking at temperatures winding down around the mid to upper 50s and some 60s in there. That being said, 79 to about 82 degrees today. We're holding on to some heat today, and it's going to be quite warmer. But next week we're looking at some mild conditions popping into the picture for you, and as we go into it, you'll get a taste of that as well. 80s, you can see those low 80s continue all the way through your weekend for, of course, Oktoberfest. Then we get into Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. We begin to cool it on down for you, and those 60s and 70s start flirting with your forecast. Back to you.
In our Morning Buzz report, Spanish authorities say they've arrested 5 people who posed online as Brad Pitt and scammed 2 women out of more than $350,000. They allegedly contacted the women through a fan page, exchanged private messages with them, and encouraged them to invest in non-existent projects. Pitt's publicist wants to remind fans the actor is not online and does not have a social media account. He probably also wouldn't ask you for money, right? Meta is bringing more celebrity voices and upgrades to its AI chatbot. Meta collaborated with actors like Judi Dench, John Cena, Keegan-Michael Key, Kristen Bell, and Awkwafina. The actors will train the chatbot to replicate their voices. Another new feature is users can now have real-time conversations with these chatbots and choose from a selection of celebrity voices.
Let's go get her. Sorry about that one, G. Look at me. We don't have a lot of time.
The film Long Gone Heroes follows Special Forces soldier Gunner, who heads into the field to rescue his niece being held captive in South America. But his team finds her disappearance as part of a corrupt private operation that hits very close to home. Frank Grillo plays Gunner. Long Gone Heroes is in theaters now.
There's a toilet in the living room. Yeah, they're gonna move that into the bathroom, which has a shower, by the way.
Michael Zegan stars as Andy Singer, an out-of-work actor moonlighting as a New York City realtor, renting out rundown apartments in the comedy Notice to Quit. Andy's world is imploding just as his estranged 10-year-old daughter shows up on his doorstep unannounced. That arrives in theaters Friday. All right, lots to check out there, right, Art?
Yeah, why not? Yeah, yeah, I'll do that.
Before we head to break, it's time to look at today's Look Who's 8.
All right, Quinn is turning 8 years old today. He loves to farm and loves to, he loves the movie Twisters.
All right, happy birthday to him. And Liam is turning 18. He loves playing guitar and going fishing.
Yeah, if you know a special someone turning 8 weeks, 8 months, 8 years, 18, 80, or 88 years old soon, we'd love to feature them.
Just upload their photo to our website, news8000.com, and look for the Submit Pictures button underneath the Home tab. And the time now is 6:49. Stay with us. We have everything you need to know in 5 minutes or less. Your Morning News Now is up next.
Ashley knows that some of our most important traditions and memories start around the dining table. From cozy breakfast nooks to formal dining areas, we have versatile options that fit any space, with styles ranging from mid-century modern to farmhouse or traditional, starting at just $499.99, only at Ashley.
As the mom of a daughter, I'm livid that boys are now being allowed to compete in girls' sports. It's just wrong, and I blame Tammy Baldwin. She voted to let biological men into women's sports. Worse, Baldwin co-sponsored legislation to force girls to share locker rooms with biological men. Tammy Baldwin is failing to keep our families safe. Tammy Baldwin's extreme values are wrong for Wisconsin. Fix Washington PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
There are over 21,000 Wisconsin veterans struggling to pay for rent and utilities.
Thank you for your service.
Many are also facing issues with their mental health.
Thank you for your service.
We must do more to help these heroes who have already sacrificed so much.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you for your service. Thank you for your service.
Words simply aren't enough.
I'm sorry.
Make a difference by donating to this critical Wisconsin survival safety net today.
National Democrats are spending millions on deceptive ads like these that lie and try to confuse you. Why? Because Democrats like Harris and Baldwin don't want you to focus on their radical record, allowing men to compete in girls' sports, funding a clinic that offers transgender therapy to minors without parents' consent, giving stimulus checks to illegals while Wisconsin families struggle. Baldwin and Democrats want you to focus on anything but their radical agenda.
I'm Eric Hupty, and I approve this message.
Blaine's Farm and Fleet's fall jean sale is going on now, and all jeans are on sale. We're so confident we have the right brand, style, and fit for you that we'll give you a free $5 Farm and Fleet gift card for every pair of jeans you buy. Like men's special buy Carhartt jeans, 40% off, just $17.99. $20 off women's Levi's classic bootcut jeans, only $39.99. And men's Key work jeans start at only $18.99.
Find value at Blaine's Farm and Fleet. My husband and I are going through IVF treatments now. It could be our only chance to have a family. But Donald Trump's plan could ban IVF in some states. My husband is in the military. He volunteered to serve. We are patriots and we go where he is assigned. What if we end up in a state where IVF is no longer legal? What will we do then?
I'm Kamala Harris, and I approve this message.
Looking for a better night's sleep? Ashley Sleep offers mattresses for every level of comfort, from soft, cloud-like comfort to firm next-level support. We have affordable mattress options for everybody. Find your perfect match today, only at Ashley. Shop more deals in store and online.
Welcome back. It's 6:52. Time for your morning news now. New this morning, classes at Chippewa Falls Middle School continue today with increased police presence after a potential threat was deemed not credible. The school district says it learned of that threat yesterday through a Speak Up, Speak Out tip. After an investigation by the school district and police, the threat was determined to be a false alarm. The district encourages students, parents, and staff to remain vigilant and report any suspicious activity immediately. Sources tell CBS News New York City Mayor Eric Adams has been indicted following a federal investigation. Adams will be the first sitting New York mayor to face criminal charges. He denies wrongdoing. As Helene moves north, the storm is targeting Florida and possibly other southern states with heavy rain and potentially dangerous storm surge. Helene is expected to make landfall on the Gulf Coast as a powerful hurricane. Congress passes a new short-term spending bill averting a government shutdown. The bill includes $231 million for the Secret Service, but excludes the controversial SAVE Act on non-citizen voting. The temporary budget funds the government through December 20th. La Crosse's Oktoberfest has its new royal couple. Mike and Bethany Bacalars stepped into the spotlight as this year's Fest Master and Frau at last night's ball. The Bacalars own La Crosse's Bacalar Sausage Company and have 3 children. Mike says he is most excited about the community spirit.
Sharing the experience of Oktoberfest with the people of La Crosse. To me, Oktoberfest has always been about bringing people together, literally generations, friends, families, and even communities. So to be a part of that, and that's what I'm looking forward to the most.
The Fest Master heads the Oktoberfest royal family and is chosen by the Board of Trustees. And Oktoberfest will light up the night sky with the torchlight parade that steps off at 7 p.m. at Gillette and Rose Streets. Expect dazzling floats, marching bands, and specialty units transforming the neighborhood into a spectacle of light and sound. Look out for some familiar faces too. Members of our crew will be there marching. And if you are planning to join the festivities, there are plenty of safe ways to get around. Free shuttle services will run through Saturday night with 4 routes operating hourly to and from the grounds. The city also encourages use of rideshare services. For late night revelers, La Crosse MTU Safe Ride Bus will be available all weekend. We have full details for you on our website.
Your highs today holding on to some mild conditions for some, but we have some temperatures getting to the low 80s, and that takes us into warm conditions, and that will carry over into tomorrow as well. But we've got this for you. Yeah, your torchlight parade forecast. Get out and enjoy that. Setting up for your spot, you're looking at least 78 degrees, and we'll cool it on down gradually into the low 70s, upper 60s, and middle 60s, and to finish out your day. And of course, as we roll right into the remainder of your work week and beyond, yeah, look at that forecast. Low 80s, so we're going to keep it warm for you right through Monday, and then cool it on down for you for most of next week.
Thank you, Art. Well, heat up the griddle. Today is National Pancake Day. That sounds pretty good, doesn't it? Also known as flapjacks, Johnny cakes, griddle cakes, or hot cakes. Pancakes are a traditional breakfast favorite. Look how thick those are. Right. Dating back more than 30,000 years, pancakes may be the oldest breakfast food in history. To celebrate, you can whip yourself up a tall stack and share your photos on social media with the hashtag National Pancake Day. Looks good, right?
Yum.
Looks so good. Yes, making us hungry. Well, thank you for starting your morning with us on News 8 Now this morning. We will see you back here at noon. Until then, enjoy your day.